2023 was a year for me. It was a year of transformation, realization, and healing. I started the year at my lowest. I was fresh out of college. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was crying myself to sleep almost every night because I was just so lost. I started resenting all of the time I had wasted in college just to end up jobless for a year and a half. It was insane. And when I finally did get a job, I hated it so much. I dreaded getting out of bed every single day because I didn't think I was worth anything more than that terrible freaking job. I felt like I was floating and life was just passing me by. Now I went from that to healing my inner child, making peace with myself, starting my self-love and self-improvement journey, going on solo dates, taking my fitness journey seriously, and building my personal brand on Twitter and on YouTube. And none of that would have been possible without these 23 life-changing lessons. Number 1, learn to keep your word. Truthfully, it is the biggest flex and the ultimate confidence builder. Nothing builds confidence like doing what you said you're going to do. Actions will always speak louder than words. So if your actions aren't matching your words, then you need to stop and recalibrate. Listen, it's so easy to brush off promises we make to ourselves since there's no physical consequences. But in actuality, every time you break them, you're chipping away more and more at your self-respect and your self-worth. Imagine when you were a kid, someone promised to buy you your dream toy or take you somewhere you really wanted to go, but then they were unable to keep that promise. How did you feel? You were probably really heartbroken, and as a result, you were less likely to trust them or put your faith in them the same way again, right? Well, the same thing happens when you break your promise to yourself. Every time you promise to eat cleaner, start that business, study harder, cut off that toxic partner, but you still keep going back to those bad habits and behaviors, you are breaking that trust between you and yourself. You don't even trust yourself enough to keep the promises you made. So be mindful of the promises you keep. If you can't keep them, don't make them. Start small, if anything. Number 2, keep quiet. Stop telling people your plans. When you tell people your goals, it's like you've already accomplished them. Your brain releases a bit of dopamine, and it makes it feel like you've already completed that task. So now you have no real reason to actually commit to it anymore. Plus, some people don't have the best intentions for you either. They live to see you fail, and that's not cool. You don't need anyone making you question your capabilities and power. The only validation you need is your own. Keeping quiet allows you to shut out all the noise and block out all the distractions so you can focus on achieving your goals without anything coming in between them. No one else needs to know but you. Go incognito mode and pop out when it's done. Number 3, start your day with intentions. Intentions separate being productive from being busy. It sets the tone for the day, and it allows you to be more purposeful about what you do with your time. It forces you to make a decision on who you want to be and for how you want to show up when it's time to get things done. When you set intentions, the work you do becomes more meaningful, and you're not just going through the motions or unsure about how to spend your day. It's a decision and a reminder. You know who you are and what you're working towards. For me, since one of my goals is to become a better content creator or to start my content creator journey, I like to affirm out loud in the mornings that I am a successful content creator who creates from a place of authenticity and alignment, who's confident in herself and what she brings to the table. I've been doing this consistently since December, and it has made the biggest difference because look at me now. I finally started my channel and I am working on new content as we speak. And that only happened because I decided and I set that intention in place. Number 4, confidence is an act before it is a feeling. It comes from doing things. The more you try and understand that you'll survive the hard, the uncomfy, the cringy thing, the more confident you will become. It's having the courage to show up despite not knowing what you're doing or knowing that you'll suck at first when you start. You don't have to be great to start, but you do need to start to be great. It gets easier over time if you're willing to take that first initial step, put in the work, and learn from your mistakes and try again. You've got to keep trying because practice makes progress. Number 5, do what you want. People are going to talk whether you're doing good or bad. Focus on doing what resonates with you. I promise you, you'll be so much more fulfilled and satisfied with your life if you do. We've only got one, and you shouldn't be focused on how others think you should be living it. What do you want to do? What would make you happy? These are the kind of questions you need to be asking yourself. Everything else is just noise. People's opinions about you are irrelevant and shouldn't stop you from living your life. They've already got their own. Don't let them be greedy and snatch yours up too. Number 6, journal. Y'all, I swear by this lesson, I was able to let go of so many past wounds and trauma, heal my relationship with my inner child, and discover so much about myself with this one. Journaling is a way to express yourself. It helps you declutter your mind and dissect your thoughts and allows you the space to dive deeper and explore what's going on up there. On average, humans have about 60,000 thoughts daily, and the majority of them are useless, and so they're just taking up space in your mind. Making this a daily habit will allow you to think clearer, be more present, and cultivate self-awareness. If you suck at journaling, don't worry, I did too. It took me a while to actually make this a habit, but I highly recommend that you look up journaling prompts on Pinterest or on Google and then just write anything that comes to mind. Like, it doesn't need to make sense. Like, this is just for you. And that's the beauty of it. Like, it's so private and so intimate. It's just you and your thoughts. And it's such a beautiful thing. My 2024 guide has over 50 prompts for you to choose from, along with mindset shifts and other habits you can use to win this year. So check it out in the description box below. Number 7, meditate. At least 15 minutes a day. That's literally it. This is another gem to help regulate your body and your mind. It gets you in a calm state and it keeps you there for a while. You know life can get hectic, so you need to learn how to focus on your breath. Like, that'll bring you back to the present moment. Meditation also helps you keep grounded, improves your focus, promotes clarity, and helps regulate your emotions. Honestly, I notice the difference when I haven't meditated for the day. I'm much more irritable and annoyed with everything, and I'm very impatient. So I try to make this a daily habit for me because 15 minutes a day is literally life-changing. It keeps me feeling good and relaxed all day long. Number 8, move it or lose it. You should be moving your body every day, okay? Our bodies are like machines. Good diet, sleep, and movement are like the oil to keep it running smoothly. Without it, it turns rickety and starts to rust. It doesn't function properly anymore and usually results in you losing parts or having to replace it entirely. Your body is a temple and you should be treating it as such. It does so much for you, so the least we can do is give it movement, besides the eating better and good sleep and whatnot. Find what works for you and commit to it. You can't show up for yourself, for your work, or for others if you're not taking care of your body. Health is wealth, okay? And I've been going to the gym 5 times a week ever since March of last year, and I've never felt better. My body is toning up. I have so much more body confidence and self-confidence, and I'm much more alert and energized, and it's just such a vibe. Number 9, be your biggest fan. If you're not in your own corner, don't expect anyone else to be. Stop waiting for someone else to validate you. You do it. Praise yourself. Validate yourself. You deserve that. You show others how to treat you. The more you learn how to show up for yourself without anyone else around, the more confident you will become. That approval and validation that you are seeking from others is actually a cry for help from yourself. Learn to recognize your worth and acknowledge your own efforts, progress, and achievements first. Number 10, question everything. What do you actually think? It's so easy to absorb other people's energies and beliefs and opinions, but try things out for yourself before you actually reach a conclusion. Think for yourself. Someone else's thoughts and opinions don't need to dictate your own. They don't have to be yours if you don't want them to. Learning to question everything allows you to develop your own perspective and views on the world around you. It helps you become more self-aware to the thoughts you have, as well as what you're tolerating, so you can start cutting those things out that don't align with who you are on a mental, spiritual, or emotional level. Number 11, fall in love with failure. Listen, the L's are actually blessings in disguise, and this lesson took me so long to learn. Oh my God. You need to start treating your L's as lessons and not losses. Failure is a part of the process. It is literally the backbone of success. Every time you try, learn, then try again, the gap between you and your dreams grows smaller. Failure doesn't have to be scary. Think of it as a chance to grow and level up, because that's exactly what it is. When you change your mindset on how you look at failure, you start to see it for all of its hidden potential. As a result, you're willing to try more, fail more, because you know that it's getting you one step closer to where you want to be. Number 12, protect your energy. We are energetic beings, and it's so easy to absorb the energies of others. This can leave us feeling drained or uplifted depending on who we're surrounded by. It can impact your moods, your performance, and so much more. So make sure you're making space and time for yourself regularly. You gotta learn to love your own alone time. It's really important. You need to be picky about your circle. Cut off those negative and toxic people. Cut off those complainers. They are not serving you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so be mindful of the company you keep. Number 13, believe in the power of redirection. There are 1,000,001 ways to get to the same destination. Don't get stuck on trying to force one way to work. If it's not working, find something else. Try something else. Every rejection and failure is a redirection to something that's gonna work even better for you. So be open to that. Trust that. Trying to force one way to work is gonna do more harm than good. And then you'll wonder why it's such a struggle for you to get to that goal, or why you never reached it in the first place. Release resistance and be open to all the options that come your way. Don't be afraid to shake things up and try something new. The journey is so much more fun when you do. Number 14, all efforts count. Celebrate your small wins like they're big wins, because they are, especially when you're first starting out on your journey to reaching a goal or building a habit. The small wins are found in our day-to-day lives. They add up, so celebrate them too. Acknowledge all of your efforts. We love dopamine, so train your mind to look for those baby steps. This will keep you motivated. Something I like to do to practice this lesson in particular, at the end of each day when I'm journaling in the evening, I like to make a little list of all of my wins for the day, no matter if they were big or small. And then for each one, I tell myself how proud I am that I achieved it, how much I love myself for doing that and for making the effort and for trying, because it's just so empowering. Like, it really does keep you going. Like, knowing you are your biggest support system is a game changer, guys, I promise. Number 15, work on your self-concept and self-talk. Y'all, words are so powerful. Your thoughts literally create your reality. Whatever you believe to be true is true. That's what your subconscious mind is going to accept and believe. And where your attention goes, energy flows. You'll attract more of whatever your dominant thoughts are. So you need to get really good about catching those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, those doubts, and flipping them to something more positive, because they are ultimately shaping your life, since those are the stories you continuously tell yourself. Some of my favorite ways to reprogram my mind and work on my self-concept are affirmations, subliminals, mirror work, and meditation. Number 16, don't take it personally. Learn to not take people's words to heart. They are just projecting their own insecurities, doubts, and fears onto you. We are mirrors, and whatever is going on inside of us will directly show in our lives. People's thoughts, opinions, negative comments, or whatever are a reflection of everything going on inside of them that they don't have the courage to deal with right now. So you need to focus on you. If it shows up for you, then you need to make space to unpack that so you don't have that weighing down on you. When you realize that you and everyone else are just projecting, things bother you less. Those comments that used to make you upset and angry literally cannot touch you anymore. You've got a force field around you now, baby. Your life becomes so much more peaceful and light because you are no longer carrying and holding that weight of other people's words and beliefs on your heart. Number 17, listen to your body. Our bodies are so knowledgeable. They're always trying to tell us something, and they know what's best for us. They do so much for us on a regular basis, we might as well tune into them. Listen for the signs. Don't suppress your emotions. That's your body telling you something needs your attention, and sometimes it's the things that we choose to ignore that need our attention the most. Number 18, more action, less planning. Y'all, it's time to get messy. We spend so much time in the planning phase, and while planning is good, it's not gonna do anything unless you are putting it to the test. Information is literally useless unless you apply it and try it out for yourself. And planning can also be a form of procrastination after a while. So the only way to actually get results is to act. Test out your plan. Figure out what worked, what didn't, and why. Then try again. Don't get stuck in the planning phase. Sometimes it's better to throw caution to the wind and just start. You can always learn as you go, and nothing teaches you quicker than experimenting and acting. And for those who feel like they have to have a plan, I totally get you because I've been there way too many times. What I do is create a rough outline of a plan and then just start by focusing on the very first step. It doesn't matter how the rest of it looks, so long as I've had the first step solidified, that's enough for me to actually start. I'm confident enough in that to take that first step. And then as you go along, things are bound to change, and that's okay because the outline that you created was rough for a reason. You don't need a full plan to start. Number 19, learn to listen. Listening is such an underrated skill, and I'm learning this more these days myself. Things don't always need to be said. People like being heard and understood, and we spend more time talking and projecting our own beliefs and opinions instead of listening to others. Some of the greatest discoveries can be found in what you choose to listen to or what you choose to hear. Plus, you gain a lot more social points when you can listen as well as you speak. This is a good tip for those who are wanting to make more friends or to network more. Number 20, don't follow the crowd. Not everything is meant for you, and that is a great thing. What works for your favorite influencer may not work for you. Take what does and throw everything else away. Make space to explore and experiment. Try new things. There's literally no harm in doing that. You never know where it could take you. But if something doesn't work, don't get discouraged. It just means you're one step closer to finding something that does work. Number 21, schedule your joy. Listen, happiness is a choice. We can choose to feel it at any time. Life isn't always going to be about work, and working, and it shouldn't be. We're not robots, nor are we machines. So make time for things that you enjoy. You deserve that. Schedule it in your days, in your weeks, in your months. Whatever makes you happy, make time for that. What I did was I created a list of things that gave me energy, and this included my favorite childhood movies, my favorite childhood TV shows, some of my favorite hobbies, and random items I just love so much. If I ever need to pick me up during the day or the week or the month or whatever, I just pick out something from my list and I commit to giving it my attention for at least 30 minutes. And it's such a vibe. It brings my mood right back up. Number 22, everything is a choice. At the end of the day, our lives are built on the decisions we make. We can't keep blaming others or complaining. That's giving your power to everyone or everything else but you. And that's not the vibe. What you do or don't do, what you say or don't say, what you think, feel, believe, each determines the direction of your life. It's literally all up to you. So learn to take accountability and be mindful. Number 23, focus on yourself. You can't change others. They gotta want it for themselves. And I know it sucks. Nobody ever wants to hear that. You want to level up with your main people. You want to level up with your friends and your family. But if the desire isn't there, nothing is going to change their mind until they make that connection, they make that decision. Everyone's timelines are different. So sometimes you've got to let them make those discoveries and those connections on their own. So it's best to wish them well, support them how you can, but prioritize your own growth and improvement for the time being. You can't help others till you've helped yourself first. So set the example and inspire people to take the leap. Help them by helping yourself first. Alrighty, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know what you thought of this one, because these are the lessons that truly allowed me to level up mentally and emotionally in 2023, and I would be committing a crime, okay, by not sharing these with you. And don't forget, my free ultimate guide to making 2024 your year is now live, and I go over these lessons in more detail if you're interested, so you can check it out in the description box below. Thank you again for watching, and we'll talk soon. Bye.